Welcome to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. I'm Doug Kristensen, and I'm lucky enough to be the Chancellor here, and I want to give you a short tour of our campus. I'd like to show you the great momentum that we've been building over the last 20 years, and by building, I mean building. Over 50 building projects, their value, each one of them over $300,000, has really happened all in the last few years. Joining me today is our student body president and student regent, Emily Soddy. It's a pleasure to have you, Emily. Thank you for being here.
Well, as a Kearney native, growing up as a Loper, I ultimately decided to remain a Loper. And I came to that decision after exploring a lot of different schools and finding that the community here, the opportunities, the faculty, the student, the administrators could not be replicated anywhere else.
We're so thrilled that you chose UNK. Let's go take a look at campus and see the momentum we've got. Emily, for so many years, we didn't have a front entryway to the university campus. People would drive by and they'd get about halfway past the campus and go, oh, it must be back there. So in 2020, we finally got a new entrance to campus. We went to great lengths to make sure it looked very attractive and very functional, plus it's a lot safer. We had to change our residence halls. We had to make them more attractive, and we had to make them inviting so new students would come onto our campus. So we got rid of Ludden Hall, we got rid of Case Hall, and we got Antelope and Nestor. When I was in Washington, D.C. at the Department of Agriculture, I saw that they had connectors between buildings, and I thought that would be a perfect thing for UNK. Bill Nestor, who the halls are named after, always had the view that we should be a university, so I think it was appropriate that we call this University View. It's a great study area, it's a great place for students to hang out, and I think it's a great entrance on the east side of our campus. What a great pedestrian area this is. You know, Emily, this used to be a through street on campus, and now it's purely a walking campus. One of the great additions recently is this cool clock. It's a four-sided clock that one of our kind donors, Keith and Eileen Carpenter, donated to the campus. Emily, you live on campus, don't you?
Yep.
Where's home?
Home is right here in Antelope Hall. The dorms are spacious, we have personal space, we have living room space, we have a kitchenette and personal bathrooms. Honestly, everything you could want is right there. Living on campus is a really awesome opportunity because everything is right here and centralized. I can run to the Union for food, I can run to my classes, run to work. Everything is in one location, and I couldn't be more happy to call campus home.
Clearly, the feature of the center of campus is the replacement of the Cope fountain, and now we have this cool water feature. Students from all over come here, particularly at night with the lights, and listen to music. They have study groups out here. One of the most interesting things that have happened over the years were taking of old buildings and renovating. For example, Copeland Hall here is one of our older buildings. It had a swimming pool that was filled in with concrete. We had plywood floors. We had insulation board hanging down. The legislature was very kind and let us renovate that. That happened prior to the turn of the century, but not much prior. And so it's an example of great progress and taking old buildings and renovating them for new purposes. Well, here's Men's Hall. This is the coolest old building on campus. I just love the Art Deco, the outside, but it's the inside that's had major renovations. This building was a mess. It was all overgrown with trees and shrubs, and there was great discussion about tearing Men's Hall down. I'm so glad we didn't tear it down and that we spent the time and effort to really make it a showplace and to make it very functional for our honor students. Let's go take a look at the Student Union.
With the renovations of the Union, we saw a lot of different stores come in that are actually appealing to students and what we actually wanted to see, such as Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. We have Subway back behind us. So it's really nice to have those options and to know that people were listening to what students wanted when they did this.
This really is the heart of where all the students come a new front desk to the student union, and our information desk. Before it was hidden, nobody knew where it was at. Now it's front and center.
Yeah, it's a great tool when we're recruiting students that they have somewhere to come. They know that they're being welcomed right by this desk, and amazing students like Aiden to show them around campus and to show them exactly what we have to offer.
Emily, I've got a very special place to show you. One of the first renovations we did when I got here was Bruner Hall of Science. Let's go take a look at it. Go Lopes. Well, here we are, Bruner Hall of Science. I think I was on campus about a month, and I had a meeting with the faculty here in Bruner Hall, and they were very adamant. We need a better science building. If we're going to attract good students, we need better offices, better labs, and just better space. These classrooms are very inviting, they're very flexible, but the student spaces are very open, they're bright, they're very conducive to studying. One of the great additions to campus was our new planetarium. And so this was an earmark from Congress that we were lucky enough to get. Came here to campus. It really brings in a lot of the community. The iconic picture of campus is this bell tower. Thanks to the great generosity of both the Peterson family and the Yanni family, we're able to have the bell tower here, but what's changed so much is the landscaping. We've put in over 400 trees on campus. We've put a lot of irrigation systems in. So the grass is green, the trees are strong, and it really is more inviting for people. One of the biggest changes on campus for people is that this past year, Otto Olson left us. We had some of the best departments on campus. We're in our worst building, and now they're in our newest building, Discovery Hall. This is our most technology-rich building, and so we've taken many of those departments, added a few more like math and so on, and physics, and brought them together into a STEM building for UNK. Emily, one of the big things that occurred a few years ago was the students wanted a wellness center. They were very interested in their health and the outcomes, and we worked very hard with student fees, with state money, and with private dollars to do our wellness center over here. And at night, of course, it's illuminated, and the windows are running antelopes and so on. When we redid the parking areas, this used to be a through street for people, a lot of parking up the middle, and that's all gone now, as you can see. And in its place, we're going to landscape and have a park area, but it's a pedestrian, really walking area here. The highlight of it at this end of campus is our new Loper statue.
Yeah, and just like you said, it kind of shows and emphasizes how UNK really does care about their students. They want to emphasize the work that you're going on to do. And that these students had such an amazing experience here at Kearney State that they decided to give back.
You know, Foster Field's been here for a long, long time, but part of Foster Field was some pretty bad press box. The field was grass, it had holes in it, and through the power of private donations, now we get Cope Stadium, and so private dollars paid for all this renovation, put in artificial turf, scoreboards, locker rooms.
The environment here on Loper football game days is unlike any other. Loper athletes aren't just part of the athletic program. They're kids you have classes with, they're kids you live in the same residence halls as, they're kids you eat with. And so it's really a great opportunity to come and support your friends, not just the athletes.
This used to be one of the ugliest corners on campus, and it was an old electrical substation. And when we had the ice storm back in 2005, it became very apparent that we needed to do some other things. So our good friends NPPD and the campus, we decided we wanted to clean up this area and make it look a little better. And so what happened was we swapped land. We brought a new utility plant forward, and they put their new electrical substation back behind. It's a very attractive corner. We memorialized some of the old buildings over here. The Central Utility Plant has been a huge addition for these last 2 decades to allow us to do other development all over campus. Everybody late for class. In the late 90s, it was very apparent here on campus that there wasn't any home for the College of Education. The campus history, the reason we were created was for the training of teachers for the state of Nebraska, and yet they had no home. They were in 5 different buildings. There were faculty members stuck in renovated restrooms for offices. It was pretty sad. We were able to dedicate this wonderful College of Education building here, and now we've taken all the faculty members and put them together. Students find this as their identifiable home. There's some wonderful artwork in front. But the College of Education is really the roots and the soul of our Kearney campus. Fraternity and sorority life are really important to the campus. So many of the leaders come from these houses, and they're a very strong community here at UNK, but we've got them living in some old pods, and those pods are no longer useful. And so we're building a whole new Greek village over on the east side of campus. But I think it's important to stop and see the progress we're making with this fraternity and sorority life here on the UNK campus.
It's always a priority that students on our campus, if they're living on campus, are safe and comfortable. And so this upgrade will ensure that for years to come, these students have a nice, safe building to live in.
Big upgrades and improvements for fraternity sorority life here at UNK. As we have the academic side of campus now, the West Center, of course, has been remodeled inside and renovated. That was the old tuberculosis hospital, and today it is the home of our College of Business and Technology, one of our fastest growing areas. So it's come a long way from being a hospital to being a showplace for our College of Business. For years, nursing has been on the Kearney campus. UNMC's nursing program was a small program in this building, but we've outgrown it, and we had a great opportunity to create the Health Science Education Complex and bring allied health professions from the UNMC campus and move the nursing program over into this next newest building. Let me show you. This is a real cooperative effort between the state of Nebraska and our good friends and donor friends. You see many of them here on the wall behind us who gave money to bring out professional programs to rural Nebraska into this facility. So many of our undergraduate students now matriculate to the College of Allied Professions and the College of Nursing. About 85% of the graduates from this building stay in rural Nebraska. That's a real return on our investment. Our newest project is the Rural Health Building. It is the biggest project we've ever had on our campus. It is the most impactful project. The legislature, the university as a whole, were very supportive of our expansion of the Health Science Education Complex into this new facility where we can bring all of the colleges of UNMC to the Kearney campus for professional degrees. Emily, welcome to University Village. This is the newest development for UNK. This is an urban village in a rural setting. There's no place like in Nebraska. And so I think the feature of it obviously is the parable here that's going to be the centerpiece of the town square. Behind it's our first building, Village Flats, which helps and supports the Health Science Education Complex. But all around, this development's 108 acres that's going to support a lot of things that'll be good for campus, good for the community, good for rural Nebraska, but great for our students. We have Element 30, which is a private development, upscale housing for young professionals. The Regional Engagement Center is back behind me here. Those are all things that are coming. The Levon Plambeck Early Childhood Center off just across the street. So this is a very happening development, and I think in years to come, this is the place to watch.
It's very exciting to see all the changes that are going to occur and all the different opportunities this area will bring.
The arena here at Health and Sports is, I think, perhaps one of my favorite venues on campus because so many important things happen here. This is where freshman orientation takes place. This is where commencement takes place. Those are both great days in the lives of the university, but obviously athletics is the key. It has all been rebranded, so we've gotten rid of the old wooden bleachers and you see blue seat backs. You see Loper Vision, which is the best scoreboard clearly in the MIAA, and I'd venture to say in Division II. I'm here at the home of the national champion wrestling team. The UNK Lopers won the national title. You can see their trophies behind me. We've gotten several national trophies, but what's more important is the new wrestling facility that's right through these doors and behind me. This is going to be the finest Division II and I think maybe even Division I wrestling facility in the country.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to come along. Each and every one of these projects, each and every one of these donations have had a huge impact on every student that comes through our system.
Over the last 21 years, we've been able to put $350 million into this campus. We're so lucky to have people who've taken a chance on UNK, invested in UNK, and you've seen the results of those investments. If you like what we have done so far, I can't wait to show you what we're going to do in the future. It's a very exciting time to be on campus. It's an even more exciting time as we look to the future.